Hello all, this is Halloween, and if you love haunted history and cemeteries as much as I do, you may want to subscribe because I'm going to be taking you somewhere new every week. Today, I'm going to be telling you a fascinating story that happened to me when I was in Cincinnati, Ohio recently. Something very ironic happened. And then we're going to head over to the Spring Grove Cemetery. Spanning 733 acres of land, the Spring Grove Cemetery is the second largest cemetery in the United States. And then we'll go have some pizza. Enjoy! I'm going to tell you a story right now that might fascinate you. It fascinated me. I'm standing right in front of the house that we're staying in. This home was built in the 1800s. It's a multi-level, multi-family home, and it's located on Highland Avenue, Cincinnati, Ohio. I have a friend of mine whose name is Doug that I've been friends with for 20-something years now. I know him from karaoke. We're pretty close friends, almost like family. And if you've watched my Lizzie Borden video, I met Maureen on the airplane trip back from Boston when I went to Boston to see the Lizzie Borden house. This is where my friend Maureen lives now, in this home in Cincinnati. We've been in touch via instant message, and we always talking about everything, sending each other pictures of cemeteries we've been to, you know, communicating back and forth through instant message. And we had planned this trip to come and see Maureen here in Cincinnati. Not knowing anything really about where she lived in Cincinnati or anything like that, but we had planned to stay with her, and she said that's fine. We live in an 1800s home, you'll love it, you know, and all these things. My friend Doug, that I've known for over 20 years now, is actually Marty Ballin's brother-in-law. Marty Ballin was in the band Jefferson Airplane and Jefferson Starship. That's going to be relevant in a minute here. We fly out to Cincinnati. We're going to be staying with our friends Maureen and Patrick in this awesome 1800s home. And when they pick us up from the airport, of course, we're chit-chatting about everything. They start telling us about this home, that it was built in the 1800s. They believe it to maybe be haunted. And another little tidbit, that it was actually the home of Marty Ballin at one point in history. Actually, I even cut Karen's hair, which was Marty Ballin's wife. They've both since passed, but I used to cut her hair. I at least did it a couple times back in the day when Doug and I were hanging out a lot at karaoke. And I only met him once. I don't remember it though, because it was very brief. And I go, oh my gosh, I can't even believe that. I had to let Doug and Sherry, his wife, know immediately where I was going to be staying, because this is their brother-in-law. Then I instant messaged them, and they couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. This lady that I met on the plane, one of my really good friends now, is living in Marty Ballin's old house. And I'm actually going to visit Doug and Sherry later this year in Branson, Missouri. How crazy is it that there seems to be this tether that's spiritually tying me to this man, Marty Ballin. It intrigues me to want to learn more about him, because I never really was a big Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship fan. They have some really great songs, and I love Grace Slick and her voice, but I'm intrigued to learn more. I suppose I'll learn more when I go and visit Doug later this year in Branson, Missouri, and his wife Sherry, and they can tell me all kinds of stuff, but I just find it very ironic. I'm currently staying in Marty Ballin's old house. It just seems very strange. I feel that in life, sometimes there are sort of like breadcrumbs dropped along the way to let us know that we're in exactly the right place at the right time. And this is one of those moments where I'm like, this is exactly where I'm supposed to be right now. So I just wanted to share that with you. It's a beautiful house. I took pictures, and I'm going to be sharing those right now. Enjoy. We're here at the Spring Grove Cemetery, established in 1845. It spreads across 733 acres of land and is a historic cemetery here in Cincinnati. Lots of very famous people buried here. I can't wait to go in and see what we can see. Right as I'm walking in, just gorgeous. You can hear the church bells ringing at the chapel. This is going to be wonderful. Okay, this is my new favorite cemetery. Everything about it is gorgeous. We have over here some geese just grazing on this beautiful grass. The trees are amazing. The monuments are amazing. And there's fountains and ponds everywhere. So beautiful. Now, I'm going to be taking a lot of pictures here because I've just never seen anything so beautiful. I could build a house here and be completely happy for the rest of my life because it's just that gorgeous. There's a beautiful walkway that you can walk around, you know, and it's on 733 acres of land. You're not going to run out of things to see because around every corner is just something that's even more amazing than what you saw before. So this one's going to be wonderful. I hope you enjoy. The Spring Grove Cemetery is the second largest cemetery in the United States. So I don't even know if we'll even be able to see it all today. I'm actually pretty sure that we won't, but I'm going to see as much of it as I can and take as many pictures as possible. And I highly recommend this to anybody that's wanting to see a beautiful cemetery in the United States. It's just as beautiful and breathtaking as any you'd see abroad. Maybe even more so. I haven't been abroad yet, so I don't know, but I've been watching a lot of videos from other YouTubers that go abroad, grave visitations. He's great. He's Irish and he does a lot over in London and in Ireland. If I lived here, I would be here every day. I'm not even gonna lie about that. See the geese? Just look how lush and green it is, and all the spring flowers that are in bloom right now. It's just a perfect time of year. It's cool. The temperature's about 65 degrees, and it's just perfect. This is the Fleischmann's mausoleum. My friend Maureen said people have gotten married here.
Beautiful.
The Fleischmann's, the butter, and you know, the whole company brand. This is their mausoleum here in Cincinnati. Oh, look at that. A beautiful stained glass in there.
With lighting behind it.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Wow, I don't know if you can see it very good through these. Isn't that pretty? The deep, rich colors of the stained glass. And just above it, the sun.
They're buried like right down in there. It goes down. But the family can come here and pray. They will unlock these doors and they go in.
Beautiful. Over here is the memorial for the Civil War vets. They just have these small flat stones circling this cannon there. It's really cool. They're all aligned so perfectly on the ground, going around in kind of like a circle, half circle. And look over here, the geese, little geeslings, a baby goose. Look how cute they are. There are geese and swans everywhere. Every monument is beautiful. I don't know how I'm going to fit this all into one video. But over here, the Civil War Memorial continues. Well, they're very protective of their babies. I don't blame them. I'm not even near them and they're hissing at me. So right over here you see this cannon and our beautiful American flag right up there above it. And here are more memorials. I'm not sure if there are actual burials here or if these are cenotaphs. And a cenotaph, as I've spoken about in other videos, is where they have the memorial, just a memorial plaque for someone, but their actual body or remains are elsewhere, or maybe were unrecovered. So that's probably what is going on here. These are just several cenotaphs of those that lost their lives in the Civil War. Go. here is the Hunefeld Mausoleum. Ernst Hunefeld, 1838 to 1931. Immigrated from Germany in 1845 and became an orphan at the age of 8. Within a year from his arrival in Ohio, Ernst and his two brothers, William and Herman, started the Hunefeld Greenhouse and Farm Company in New Delhi. In 1872, he founded the Hunefeld Company, which became leading manufacturer of stoves, ovens, ranges, heaters, furnaces, refrigerators, washing machines, and other household products. In 1909, he patented and manufactured the world's first successful glass oven door. Products were exported to more than 43 countries in the 1960s. The Cincinnati Company was one of the nation's largest manufacturers and exporters of kerosene stoves in 1966. When the manufacturing divisions were sold, the classic Greek Doric Order Vermont Granite Temple Mausoleum has a painted glass window of Jesus holding a lamb. Original was stained glass and broken and was purchased on October 8th in 1914 and completed in 1919. The stained glass is just amazing. This little bench you can sit on for the family to come and visit. And there's Richard Ernst. Walter Ernst, Walter Hunefeld. I don't know if I'm saying the last name right. Very pretty.
And there's the caskets in there.
Yeah. This is expensive.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
There are the two in here who are laid to rest. Up top there looks like a family crest there and the stained glass window behind and overlooking the beautiful pond in the back. This is just amazing. There's the crest again. This is the Hausler family. This here, and I've only just scratched the surface, but this is one of my favorites so far. I just think it looks so much like something you would see overseas. You know, a lot of people don't think we have stuff like this here, but we do. In several of the older cemeteries, we have beautiful monuments and mausoleums. And that's part of the reason why I'm doing cemeteries on this channel, is because I want people to see that there is a lot of beauty here in the United States. You don't have to go abroad to see it. It's right here. And this is the Burnett Mausoleum. And up top you can see the beautiful angels. I love the way that the marble has weathered and it's dark in some areas. It just looks so beautiful and so ancient and ornate. It's just beautiful. And the plants surrounding it. They have a arboretum tour. You can take that. They have a nighttime tour that tells you about all of the mausoleums and the people who are laid to rest here in the Spring Grove Cemetery. All options for you when you come here and visit the beautiful Spring Grove Cemetery in Cincinnati. This beautiful mausoleum is actually the Dexter Mausoleum and Chapel. This is actually a private family mausoleum. Julius and Edmund Dexter made Kentucky bourbon, and Kentucky is not very far from Cincinnati. It actually neighbors Cincinnati, so we spent half of our trip in Kentucky. Edmund lived on the site of Western Southern Life Insurance Company on 4th Street. He was visited by both Charles Dickens and the Prince of Wales. Edmund was born in England and died in 1862. This is the only known funerary monument with flying buttress in Ohio and possibly the United States. I had to look up and see what a flying buttress was. It sounds awesome. But if you don't know, a buttress slanting from a separate pier, typically forming an arch with the wall that it supports. So it's an architectural term. I'm not an architect, so I thought I would share that with you. The Gothic Revival Mausoleum Chapel was built for $100,000. It would cost over $1.3 million today. It was built by Joseph Foster and designed by James Keyes Wilson, who also did the historic office, carriage house, and the Wise Temple downtown. It took 4 years to design and was modeled after the Saint Chapel in Paris and England's Chichester Cathedral. It was constructed around 1866 after the Soldiers' Monument was placed on the mound. The marble interior has 12 catacombs on the lower level and a chapel above measuring 12 feet by 30 feet with a 34-foot long ceiling. The mausoleum was never finished due to financial issues and was originally designed to have an elevator and stained glass windows that were never installed. So there's a little back history of the Dexter Mausoleum. It is absolutely the most beautiful mausoleum on this property, in my opinion anyway. Look at the ornate design of the mausoleum itself. And again, the way that the concrete has weathered and turned this beautiful bright green, and there are shades of brown and gold and black, and it's just beautiful. I'm gonna go along the side of it here. Look how green it is. Can you imagine passing away and having this much money create something like this and to rest in for all of eternity? It's unfathomable. Most people don't have houses that are this beautiful. Here we have Charles West, another amazing monument. He was the founder of the Cincinnati Art Museum. Born August 7th, 1810, passed September 21st, 1884. Just beautiful. I mean, look at the detail on this. And right on the beautiful water, surrounded by all these beautiful plants, trees. I mean, the scenery around these mausoleums and monuments is just about as breathtaking as the monuments themselves. And I feel so blessed to be here today and be sharing it all with you. I love these hollowed out monuments with sculptures of the departed inside. This guy looks like he could have been a Greek philosopher. He definitely has that look about him. This is the Gibson Monument. But look at the detail that goes into all of this. Just so much detail. We're walking up to a beautiful mausoleum here. We're gonna look inside. Oh, yeah.
See, those are little, probably caskets going into the wall.
Or they could be for cremains. It could be for cremains also.
Do ashes in 1928? Did they cremate back then?
I think they've done it for a long time, yeah. Really? This caught my eye. Not something you see every day. It looks to be an above ground casket of sorts. They've raised the burial capsule up, and it's on claw feet. It's a claw-footed casket structure. And that is something that I have never seen. The Eckstein plot. Just look at the detail. Isn't that beautiful? I love the feathers too. Now, it's very possible too that this is just the monument, just the headstone. But my mind would like to think that there is an actual casket inside of here, and that this is an above ground capsule. And here are some of the family here. So oftentimes the way it goes is they'll have the big monument in the center and the family is actually buried around it. But that looks like the shape of a coffin to me. Here's another one I wanted to kind of check out and see what the inside looks like, if we could. I love the arched doorways. The arched doorways are beautiful. Even the wrought iron gate is stunning. All the detail. Oh my goodness. Oh, that is awesome. That is just awesome. I wasn't expecting to see that in here, I'll tell you that much. Wow. Stunning. I tend to just love these ones that have a beautiful statue up top. Or the, like I said, the embedded statue of just the heads of the departed. I wish I knew the proper name for that. Look at this. I love the spiderweb design up top. Isn't that cool?
Look inside.
William H. Alms. I'm gonna look inside this one.
There's like 20 coffins in the wall.
Oh.
There's a lot of them in there. This is lovely. It's not overdone.
Yeah.
Snugly together.
Well, I hope they all liked each other. They're all up close and personal together in there. Just look at these columns. Here is the Taft family plot, and here is the resting place of Alfonso Taft, which was actually William H. Taft's father. And just on the other side, this is one of the simpler headstones in the cemetery. You know, he was a president, so not Alfonso, but William. Fanny Phelps evidently was the first wife of Taft, and that's all of their children there. And then on the other side here, Louisa, the second wife, and all of their children. I mean, they kept busy. So William Taft is actually buried in Virginia, but this is his father, and one of the more sought-after headstones here at the Spring Grove Cemetery. My chariot awaits. We're headed out of the Spring Grove Cemetery right now. Gonna go get a bite to eat. See you soon. We're here at Fireside Pizza in Cincinnati. Gonna go in and get a bite to eat. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Our Cincinnati trip was pretty awesome. As with any place, there are some bad areas, and we were kind of just on the outskirts of any bad area of town. But it was really awesome. We had a great time. Our hosts were my friends from the airplane that I met. If you haven't watched my Lizzie Borden video, Pat and Mo, and they were awesome. They drove us around all over the city. And they really squeezed in absolutely as much as we could possibly do. I may be doing one more video on Cincinnati. I'm not sure yet. because we're getting ready to go on another trip this weekend, and I'll have those as well. I hope you loved it. I know you probably noticed a costume change before going to eat. That was actually on a different day. Turns out the place that we ate was a place that my husband was seeking out, and he failed to listen to the experts that lived there, and it wasn't that great, so I'm not going to put it in my video. You know, the place that I featured in this video, the pizza place, was actually really good. I think it's Fireside Pizza, something like that. It was really, really good, and we really enjoyed that. Anytime I have subpar food, I don't really like to include it in my videos. Only the best for you guys. So if you loved this video, please remember to like, subscribe, and share on your way out. And I'll see you next time.